Aldo Masacci here, Engineering Manager for Dotmar Plastics. Today's video is to introduce our checker plate range of materials. This particular sample is made in high density polyethylene and in particular the PE100 resin, but it's also manufactured in polypropylene. And it comes in a range of colours, so this safety yellow, the signal grey and a black material. They're both lightweight materials with a specific gravity of less than 1, but if lighter weight materials are needed again, there is our foamed range of checker plate sheets, which has a density as low as 0.65. What's the main purpose for this range of materials? It really is, it's slip rating, and to be able to provide a safe, slip-resistant walkway. Now these have been tested to AS 4586, which is a standard for stairways, platforms and ramps. And there are a number of tests within that standard, but one particular one I want to bring your attention to is the barefoot wet incline test, where it takes the material in a wet environment with someone standing on top of it, slowly increasing the angle until they slip. The highest ratings are Class C, which means the material will either meet or exceed an angle of 24 degrees in a wet environment. And we have materials that will meet that highest standard. Where can this be used? There's a number of different areas, and I'll highlight one particular area, which is tanks and vessels. Polyethylenes and polypropylenes have been used for many years, decades actually, as plastic fabricated chemical tanks and vessels, and they're getting larger and larger. And access to the top is becoming, can be a challenge from time to time. Up to now, other platforms have needed to be built around the tank to be able to access the top, but now you can use this material as part of the structure and a safe walkable surface. They do meet the DVS standards and the Australian tank fabrication standards as well. Other walkways are in areas such as chemical environments, the food industry where there's washdowns and harsh chemicals. This material won't rust or corrode. It's also not being an open grid material. If for elevated platforms where there's a risk of something falling through to people below, this material can be used in those sorts of applications. Moving to transport areas where weight is important for van fit outs, emergency vehicles, this material can be used for those applications. Also, it is UV resistant, so it's fantastic for outdoor applications, which leads me on to marine environments. So it can be used in boat floors, swim outs on boats, but in particular, marinas or floating marinas where lightweight is important, an ideal material for the walkways in that application. Then the last area I'd like to talk about is maybe more heavy industrial areas, so wash bays, where there's chemicals, constant water, where traditional materials may rust or corrode. This can be used as the floors in large wash bay areas which have to be accessed by people, and it won't absorb moisture and rot. It comes in sheets which are 3 metre by 2 metre in a range of different thicknesses, but we mainly stock it between 10 and 20 mil. And if you'd like to know anything more about these materials, please contact one of our 8 branches throughout Australia and New Zealand. Thanks.